All right, so we are going to color our color wheels, and to get started we need our primary colors. Now our primary colors are the most important colors. These are our colors that mix and make all the other colors. So that's yellow, red, and blue. Okay, now on our color wheel, the certain colors have to go in specific spots, and it says primary on our primary crayons, but it also has items that are the color of what we're looking for. So this is my red one because it's got an apple, a heart, and a stop sign. So I am going to color this spot red. And now we've practiced pushing hard and pushing light, so you can work with that. Remember, neatness counts. If you have a couple different reds, you can use the different reds in your crayon box. So like here, I'm gonna push hard on my heart. So I kind of want these guys to pop out of the background. Neatness always counts. And then I think I'm going to push light for the rest of it. This whole spot is red. Do your best to stay inside your spaces. All right, so I have my red done. Now I have to find the next primary spot. So primary starts with a P, primary. And so this one has a sun, a duck, and a smiley face. So that means I need yellow for this one. All right, so once again, I'm going to color the whole crayon in. And you might have, you know what, I think I might have some other yellows. I might try to use some of my other yellows for this one, just to kind of show you what that looks like. Maybe I'll make a pattern here of my yellows. And then I can also push hard, really make that yellow pop. Let's see here. So you might have a yellow that looks more like this yellow. That yellow works too. All right, and then my last primary color is blue. So I've got my blue right here. And then again, we're gonna color the whole crayon. And all the rest of the stuff. And you know what, I think I have other blues too, so I think I'm gonna be careful here. I kind of want to use some other blues in there. Gotta go dig for them. Let's see, I got this blue. Maybe you have like a sky blue. If you only have the one kind of blue too, that's fine. Everybody's crayon boxes look different. Maybe this blue looks different. Not really. So I'm just gonna color the whole space blue. And remember, you can push hard and light. That will change how your crayon looks. So even if you only have the one crayon, just by pushing hard or light, you're gonna get different values. Like I might make my water kind of dark here. All right, so those are our primary colors. Those are the most important one. But when you mix a primary plus a primary, you get what's called a secondary. And these ones also have to go in a specific spot. So the primaries are always equally spaced. So like if this was one of my color wheels that has 12 on it, like the one in the classroom, there would have to be the same amount in between each of them because they're an equal distance from each other. And then the secondaries have to go between the two primaries that make it. So yellow plus red makes orange. So I have to put my orange in this spot because the color wheel tells us what colors mix to make other colors. So if I put them in the wrong spot, then I'm gonna think like red plus blue makes orange, and it doesn't. It makes purple. And you'll try to mix it and you'll get all sorts of confused. It also tells us what our warm and our cold colors are, because the color wheel split right down the middle tells us what's a hot and what's a cold color. So I'm coloring nice and neatly, staying inside my lines. I think I'm going to color just a little bit darker here. Maybe I can go for 3 values on this one. We'll see. And yes, I know that the stem on my pumpkin and my stem on my carrot might be more of a green color, but we're just gonna color the whole thing orange. Okay, so these are my hot colors. I'm done with my hot colors. I have to move on to my cold colors. So more of the cold colors fall into the secondaries and more of the warm colors fall into the primaries. But that's just because that's how it works out. So now my red plus my blue is gonna make purple. So I have to find my purple. Now remember, sometimes your purples tend to turn more like a blue violet, or they might actually say violet on them too. All of those are good. You might have a red violet. So like you can see, I have just a whole bunch of purples in my box, okay? I only need the one, but if you want to use a couple different ones, you can. And I'm gonna color the whole crayon in red. Red, silly muscle art, I mean purple. All right, you know what, I'm gonna see if one of those other purples looks a little different. Maybe one of them's more of like a red purple. So I'm gonna nicely color here. Let's see what this one looks like. Well, it's kind of the same. This is a little bit more of a bluish purple. Let's see what this one does. Well, that's the exact same. That's just silly. All right, so as you can see, pushing dark, pushing light, I'm gonna get different values, different purples. All right, now my last secondary color is yellow plus blue, and that's gonna make green. So just like with the other colors, you might have a bunch of those. I will warn you, you might have a yellow green, and you probably want to stick away from that, maybe hang out more in the green territory, because you can see like my yellow green and my green green are rather different. If you only have a yellow green, that's fine, or if you want to use your yellow green with your green, that's fine. But the true green is more of what you're looking for here for your color wheel. If we had a color wheel that had 12 spots, our yellow green would go right there. But we don't, we have a color wheel that has 6 spots. Alrighty, so maybe I want my leaf to be yellow green, and my frog, and the cactus, and then maybe the rest can be my green green. You might have like a blue green, more like a teal, and once again you can use that as like an extra color, but I wouldn't use it as your main green color, because your goal is to get kind of like those true colors down for your color wheel, because we can use this now as reference for some of our other pages. So like now we know what colors are what and where they are on the color wheel. We know what we need to use them for on other pages in our sketchbook workbook. And there we go. Now we have our very own color wheel with our 3 primaries and 3 secondaries. If we split it this way, we've got cold colors and warm colors, and we have our complementary colors. We haven't covered that yet, but you never know when that's going to come in handy. So there is our color wheel.